Let's see. You guys can hear me now. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to go to Sheets real quick. See who's there. Maybe meet up with some people. Thinking about the topic of bikes right now. Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, thinking about the topic of bikes right now. Let's go. God damn, it's too bumpy in these roads, man. Let's get around these guys. God damn, dude. Holy shit, it's so bumpy. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think I made a reel about this a while ago. Talking about, like, the community of riding and why it's so special to me, honestly. See, I like riding for probably two reasons. First reason is probably mostly because I love riding. I just love the idea of not fucking taking all these bumps. Jesus! Oh my god! Mostly, actually, because I love riding. I love the sport of... Oh my god. I love the sport of MotoGP. I love taking corners. I love going fast in a straight line. I love it all. But another thing I really like about riding is the fact that a lot of people love to talk about riding. I love the community. You know, like just a minute ago, right? I had a bunch of drunk guys in a truck wearing cowboy hats come next to me while I was parked. And they're like, "Oh, you're cute." And I was like, what the fuck? Now, obviously, guys do that shit. It's a joke. But when I was thinking about it, you know, after they came up and said, "Hey, what's up? Like, you know, hey, we like your bike. We have this, you know, we have this bike and you have that bike," so on and so forth. It really got me thinking, man, I really love when that happens. I love when people come up to me and talk to me about riding or like just anything bike related. It really makes me happy, and I think if there's any reason at all you should get into riding, it can very much so increase your social life. And I personally think that's a really important thing that a lot of people in our generation need. I mean, I don't know. Very tiny pole. Yeah, I don't know. I have quite a bit of fun riding, but, you know, those are my main two reasons as to why I think that, you know, riding is my favorite thing ever. Now, obviously, I have other hobbies, like, I don't just ride, but riding's really up there for me, you know? I think due in part just because it's very freeing, you know? Like, if there's something bothering me, you know, I can just hop on the bike and all the thoughts, negative, positive, anything, just goes out the window. I don't think about anything. And honestly, that's what makes me personally most content. And if that aligns with you, I think riding is something that you should get into. Especially if you're one of those people who just, like, has no hobbies. Like, this is one of those things that you can get into that really would help you. Now, obviously, like, if you're just getting into riding, you don't want to buy this, a 600. I mean, there are exceptions, honestly. I've only owned 600s in my life. This is my third bike now, but I also have a super, actually, heavy background in things like dirt biking and motocross, so the transition was not really that hard, other than the fact that, like, instead of putting your foot out to, like, catch yourself in, like, a corner or something on a trail, you know, you're actually leaning off the bike left and right. But all in all, I'd say that, like, you know, these things have a lot of power. You know, if you're going to start on any inline 4, the ZX4RR, or any 600, honestly, the good part about having a 600 is that because their stroke length, yeah, I know, very funny sounding, but their stroke length is super short, so the pistons kind of just, like, vibrate in place. And as a result, oh, there's bikes! Oh, they probably thought that was fucking cringe, dude. But 600s, essentially, they don't really have power until you get to like 7,000 RPM. Like the R6, the ZX6, well, the 636 is a little different because that's basically just a bored out 600. So, with its stroke length being a little bit more in line with its piston diameter, one could say, the power comes up pretty quick compared to most 600s. Like, for example, right, I'm fourth gear right now at 4K RPM, and I just gun it. I don't really go anywhere. I mean, I gain some speed, but, you know, if I go ahead and downshift in a second, a lot more instant power. And I think that's the good thing about why 600s can be a good starter bike. It's just, honestly, I always say this, if it's your first ever motorcycle on the road, I personally would say stay away from it. But, you know, it's there, the fact that if you're not above that 7,000 RPM range, you're not going to really kind of whiskey throttle, like especially if you're high in gear or something like that, I guess. But yeah, no, 600s have no low-end power, unless it's a 636, and even then that's negligible power at best in the low RPMs. Oh, there's fireworks. I don't know, man. I really love motorcycles. I love sport bikes right now. I'm sure I'll get a Harley at some point, but too young to get a Harley. Yeah, see, I'll show you right here. I'm gonna full throttle right now. Now you guys could probably see there, even when I was wall on throttle there, it didn't do anything. It literally kind of just, you know? I hope that wasn't a cop behind me. I don't think. Nah, it's not. It's like a Hyundai or something. But yeah, initially, you know, 600s, I think that's one of the reasons they can be a decent starter bike. It's going to ultimately depend on how well you manage the power, and as long as you stay below a certain RPM, I mean, it gets you good at, like, shifting at lower RPMs, that's for sure. God damn it. This guy's going to go way too slow now, and I'm not going to split. See if any of my buddies are here today. I swear to God, man, this Sheetz is like the Cleveland hub for bikers. This and the pier by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland are probably Northeast Ohio's two biggest spots for motorcycles. Which honestly is really nice, because it's like if I want to ride but I don't know where to ride to, I go here, or, you know, the pier, but... God damn, that car smells like weed. Is that a what the fuck? Oh yeah, babe, I got a sports car. Oh, Corvette. And some bikes. Yeah, see, I told you, there's a lot of bikes here. I'm parked next to my buddies. I actually don't know any of these people, but ZX-10, MT-10. Nice.